Hello everyone. This presentation is about Phytophthora. This is also made by a student. So Phytophthora presented by Gamit Abhay Kumar. First of all, what is the Phytophthora and what is its classification? So classification is kingdom Mycota, division Eumycota, subdivision Masticomycotina, class Oomycetes, order Perennosporales, family Pythiaceae. Occurrence. The genus Phytophthora is represented by some 40 species which are worldwide in distribution. The majority of the species are parasitic, but few are facultative saprophytes. Phyton means plant and thora means destruction. The most well-known species, Phytophthora infestans, which causes of the late blight of potato. Low temperature and humid atmosphere favor the spread of disease. Some pathogenic species, Himalayansia, Parasitica, Nicotianae, thallus and cell structure. The mycelium is hyaline, branched, aseptate and cenocetic, but septa are formed on older parts of the mycelium or at the base of the sex organs. In later, haustoria are formed for the absorption of food from the host. The hyphae are 4 to 8 millimicron in diameter and their wall is about 0.1 millimicron thick, made up of cellulose and glucans. There are intercellular and intracellular hyphae formed into the living cell. This is the structure of infected leaf. Haustoria develop as lateral outgrowth from the intercellular hyphae. The haustoria are variously shaped intracellular feeding structures. In Phytophthora infestans, haustoria are slender and finger-like. The intracellular haustorium is connected with the intercellular hyphae by a net-like constriction at the penetration site. Reproduction. Asexual reproduction. It occurs in favorable conditions. In favorable conditions, the branching hyphae arise from the internal mycelium. These aerial hyphae are hyaline and sympodially branched and are of indeterminate growth. These special branched aerial hyphae are called sporangiophores. These sporangium is formed by the inflation of the tip of the side branch of the sporangia, are thus borne terminally but are subsequently shifted to a lateral position. Temperature 18 degree to 22 degree, this is optimal. Under continuous light conditions, no sporangia are produced by the fungus. These are the stages of Phytophthora. The mature sporangium is a hyaline, oval to elliptical, thin-walled, spore sac with a basal plug. It has a small stalk and an apical papilla. The sporangial wall is nearly 0.3 micron thick and appear to be faintly layered. Wind, rain splashes or contact with other leaves detach and spread or scatter the ripe sporangia onto the leaves of other potato plants. The main factors governing germination are moisture and temperature. Low temperature 12 to 15 degree includes zoospore formation and high temperature favors direct germination by a germ tube. Sexual reproduction. In Phytophthora, this is oogamous type. Each strain produces both type of sex organs. When the two strains of opposite mating type occur in the same host near each other, antheridium arises as a short lateral hyphae from the mycelium with its tip inflated to form a more or less cleavage structure. Usually the young antheridium is not separated by a septum from the supporting hyphae or stalk. Mature antheridium is funnel-shaped, sits on the oogonial stalk, forming a collar-like structure around the base of the oogonium during fertilization stage. The antheridium contains about 12 nuclei. Prior to fertilization, all the nuclei except one degenerate. The surviving one functions as the male nucleus. Oogonium, it arises as a short lateral hyphae without any inflation. It contains dense multinucleate cytoplasm. It lies above the antheridium and is spherical or pear-shaped in form. Towards maturity, it increases in size. At this stage, the oogonial protoplast becomes differentiated into an outer periplasm and central dense vacuolated cytoplasm called ooplasm. Prior to fertilization, the single nucleus in the ooplasm divides into two daughter nuclei. One of these degenerates. The surviving one functions as the egg or oosphere nucleus. This is showing some stages of Phytophthora infestans. Fertilization. The intervening walls between the antheridium and the oogonial stalk at the point of contact. This is known as plasmogamy. The functional male travels through the fertilization tube and fertilized with the female nuclei. This is called karyogamy. The fertilized cell is called oospore. Oospore secretes a heavy wall around it and becomes an empty space between the oogonial wall and the thick oospore wall. It is a resting spore and thus considered to be an important overwintering structure, which plays a significant role as an important propagule in the disease cycle. Oospore germination takes place after the decay of the host tissues and on the onset of conditions. Disease cycle of Phytophthora infestans. Thank you very much. Hello everyone.